Hey guys, Brian Real here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a quick update now. First, before I get to that, yeah, got a curtain rod in here. This is just to mainly help keep the heat from that heater down here as much as possible. Will it work? Hopefully, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just a tension rod, so if it doesn't work, I can always just pop it down. Now, these are two 2x8s. I did, however, you can see the cuts there. I cut them. Now, don't worry, both these cuts on both on these two ends. And these two ends here are actually going to be in the center. Reason for that, I'm actually going to be putting a little bit of a valley / river here. So those need to be tapered in anyways. So these will actually be the end pieces. The reason why it's cut not evenly for that is I want it off to the side. That way, because it'll be about a foot gap I want. And, or a foot and a half, or, half a foot gap. And the reason for that is, now with it being off-centered, move it, let's say, well, about that far over, let's just say, bridge here, but now, wait, now you still have plenty of room for an industry. I still haven't decided what yet, although since I live on the prairies, I have a feeling it's going to end up being a grain elevator, or something like that. The reason why I'm not going to keep the gap there right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this area set up first, before I do anything. Now, you might be noticing, yeah, there is the gaps here, they're not perfect. I'm going to be putting down, 2x3s, 2 inches tall, about 3 feet long, or something like that, maybe 3x3s, underneath it to support it, and to raise it off so I can run wiring in that underneath a bit easier, and that will make everything perfectly level. And these two won't be raising each other. I just have a piece of cardboard underneath there holding it up, just so you can kind of get the rough idea when I'm laying them down. Now, I still haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do a roof. I've never done one before. I've always wanted to do it with real water, but I also know, yeah, that's a huge mold risk. That's a huge undertaking. It's just not something I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do the real water, and I'm going to do it in here. Obviously, when the gap's there. My thinking is having maybe these slope down a little bit here, and then maybe at the bottom here, that's where I'm going to have the river kind of just be flat. Obviously in the middle there, but you get the idea. Kind of like the height of this almost. From there to the bottom, it's 2 inches-ish. Now, I still want to put I was thinking of putting a turntable in here. Now that I'm seeing the space, I'm thinking I don't really have the space for that, because a turntable would take up probably a good, 2 feet wide here, probably by another good, up here, it's pretty big. Quite frankly, that would be a huge part of the layout, and a little too big in my opinion. Now, I still haven't decided whether I'm going to do 1 or 2. I actually have to get some more boards like this, and they're going to be extending to the edge here. Just because, it'd be a little easier. Now, I could also just extend a few things, so I'm going to probably put the sheds, at least the ones I currently have, right around here. You'll have a point coming off the main line in here, and then having maybe the industry somewhere around here, and then a little town. Or maybe, sheds, little town, industry, or something like that. The industry might be accessing this, I'm not sure yet. Now, whether it's going to be a single or double track main line yet, I'm not really sure. I really want to do a double track main line, but then again, on a 4x8, or even when I do extend this, it's still not going to be massive. And I have a feeling I could do more with industrial spur lines than, have, a nice industrial spur line, have a nice engine shed there, then going all fancy right away, Do I still want to put in a mountain? Of course I do. However, if I do, the track, I think, will stay at track height, just because trying to have the track go up is a little tricky with the fact that not all my engines out. Oh, you can't see the Dean's Goods there. The Dean's Goods in there. I went to the club today and take them out. Yep. For example, this guy is not going to struggle at all because, well, it's big and it's all-wheel drive. But let's say this Bachmann would struggle. This Lifelike wouldn't. This is all-wheel drive. That is not. Lifelike wins. But yeah, so I'm thinking I'll put my sheds here or something. Actually, after I film this video, after I feed the dog her dinner, I'm going to go get my track. Well, at least part of my track. and that engine shed, and then I'm going to start laying them out here, which you guys will probably see in the next video. And I'll use that, and I'll try to kind of lay things out. I'm not going to pin anything yet. I will, like, use fish plates and put them together, but I won't pin or anything like that yet. Because I want to have the wood and all this level, and then I'm going to paint it probably like an umber brown, hopefully. And then I'll start laying down the track. The reason for me wanting to lay out the track ahead of time is I'm just going to shove this underneath with some stuff on it. This was on there before, just because I was using it as a test for things I was selling, things I'm still selling. Anyways, there we go. No one tripping them. Because that way I can, make sure that, okay, this is good, or, because I want to figure out exactly how wide I want the, river. And now, is the river going to be a straight line? Yes. Now, I would like to do more of a curvy river. I would love to do a river like, boom, and then a huge winding curve. But frankly, that would take up a lot of space, and I'm not really sure how I want to do it, so I'd rather just make a straight one here. Maybe even have, like, at this one end here, maybe put, like, some rocks or something, like real rocks, and kind of have it as, like, rapids or something, kind of have it going down into there. And then maybe there, maybe pull, like, maybe right here, put a little bit of a lake. To build the lake, all I would do is move this out, and then put another level of foam in here, and then kind of put foam pieces along the side so it goes down properly into here. And then what would I do with this extension piece? I'd probably just, because obviously this would all be attached properly, like, I'm going to glue those together or pin them or something together. And then this might just get cut. Like, I would cut it maybe right here, like halfway through. Or maybe I would cut it to be flush. And then I would use this as the insert. Haven't decided that yet. Obviously, it really depends. Now, this is going to be one of the biggest ambitious undertaking. Yeah, my old layout would have been 3 times the size, almost. But this is a bit more ambitious because this one is going to be for filming layout. So I'm going to try to, the best I can, get this layout to be good for filming. The nice thing about having it on all sizes, I can go walk around, follow the train that's moving, that kind of thing. And that's hopefully what I can do, is I can make some really good content on this layout. That's really the whole purpose of this one. Yeah, normally they're to have fun. Yeah, it still is. But I can't have fun with this layout if nobody likes it and everyone, and it's horrible to film with. There we go. So yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video when I'll probably start putting track down on this. Now, right now, by the way, there is a bit of an incline here. Ignore that. That's partially because I put a piece of raised cardboard in the middle to hold it. I'm probably going to get wood later this week. I just want to get the design figured out before I get any pieces of wood. Because, for example, let's say I decide I want to, put 3 by 3 by 3. Let's say I want, let's follow these markers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's just say. Let's just say 6. Well, obviously, 6, or this number 5 here might not be able to go here, because this might be partially where a pond is, or in between here might be where the pond is or something. Now, if you guys have any idea of what to call this layout, let me know. Because I'm not basing this off on any real life. I would love to, but quite frankly, with me having a bunch of 00 stuff that's mainly in there, and doing HO stuff, it's not really something I want to do right now. I would love to have the Paradox Central, for example, but for right now, that's not possible. Yeah, thank you for watching, everyone, and hopefully in the next video, you guys will see me putting this layout together, maybe? Hopefully? But yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next one.